Great name.
That's a good name.
7th round pick back in 2019, and he's been bouncing around double and triple A. And he's going to start that second game tonight here on WMMS, your FM home for the Cleveland Guardians baseball. You got that email, Poundcake, that I guess you responded to it. I didn't realize you were CC'd on it. A guy wrote me and goes, Poundcake goes me a laptop. During Friday's show, you and Mary were discussing not following the written script. For people who don't know, I don't pull the curtain back, but every single thing we say here on the show is something that I've scripted. Correct. I write these shows, and so
weeks in advance.
Weeks in advance. It makes the topical humor much of a higher confront, but I like to do it. Challenge myself. Poundcake tossed in a line I don't think anyone caught. He said, "Why is my script misspelled?" I don't think I did catch that.
Yeah, I don't think you got it either. I heard it.
Mike said I spit my drink all over my laptop and I need to replace it. I'm in discussion with our corporate lawyers now to make Poundcake replace the laptop and, of course, sign an NDA. That's Mike there. Speaking of, this is our last show here in the Oak Tree Studios, and we'll start up again tomorrow downtown. And I got word that someone at my old Chicago cluster already spilled a drink into one of the new boards.
Oh, really?
Oh, wait. They got a new studio like ours, or they spilled one at our studio?
No, in Chicago. At their
what are they doing here?
No.
That'd be a cool $2 million.
Their new studios. Somebody knocked a drink over into one of the boards.
That's why I got to go lids.
With a sippy.
Lids.
I had my lidded cup on our dry run on Friday. A customer sent me a cup with a lid and a straw and was like, please stop taking open containers in your car. You're causing everyone anxiety. And I brought it into the new studio to see how it felt.
I'll tell you what, I have the opposite reaction to that. I think it's an amazing trick to keep all of your liquids. It wouldn't give me anxiety at all. I think it's, I look at those and I go, man, that's exciting.
Accomplishment.
Right? Because if you have to slam on your brakes,
You
everything
stop
goes into
with the car.
Everything, you what?
It's almost like a wave where you have it in your hand, and as you slam, you move forward and then back. It's inertia.
Oh,
Alan,
that's what it is. I see. Okay. It moves with you.
Listen, I don't gamble anymore, so this is the closest I get to any kind of excitement or thrill in my life is will my hot coffee spill all over my
I
cup?
concur. I find that very exciting. Yeah. I just thought it was psychotic.
No.
It doesn't make me anxious.
No.
It's your car, your beverage. Do whatever you want to with
My
it.
life.
Lit it in the studio, chef recommends.
Yes.
In your car, especially if it's a hot beverage.
I have usually my hot coffee and then my water in case. So if I do get in an unexpected accident and the coffee goes everywhere, I can just slosh the water around.
I think an accident is unexpected by definition. It's
No. There's planned accidents.
Guys, you're never going to believe what I got planned for tomorrow. I'm going to get into an accident and I'm going to mean to do it. So you have to keep hot and cold beverages with you in the car at all times.
No, I just usually have a coffee and a water.
A coffee and a water.
And I tried
double your fun. Both of them open.
Yeah. 2 little Coke cups. I put the coffee with the ice. I did it how you're supposed to do it. Iced coffee with a lid and a straw. I wasn't that big of a fan. The ice got in the way. And then it melted and got all watery.
Ice got in the way.
Of the straw.
Dude, I tell you what, that's one thing. I hate going through the drive-thru, ordering an iced coffee, because I'm like, all right, I can be a hipster. This is a new thing. You know, I was brought up having my coffee hot. That's how I was raised. So this new
thing,
iced coffee, you know,
cold coffee.
Because I can be a hipster. He's getting coffee in 2010.
I'm just saying it's so casual, like, oh, you just want your coffee in a cup with ice. So I got that, and I ordered a large because I'm like, I want a lot of coffee. No, I just got more ice. So I'm just there, got 4 good sips, and then and it's dry.
Yeah.
So no, I don't like it anymore.
Well, you could make your own at home. What I do is I have a pitcher, and at the beginning of the week, I fill the pitcher with warm coffee, let it cool, put it in the fridge, and then now I have cold coffee to enjoy throughout the week.
Yeah.
Why is that gross?
Doesn't it lose its potency, though?
No.
Doesn't it get diluted?
I thought it...
No. Why would it get diluted?
I don't know. I don't drink coffee.
I thought there was a thing with coffee where, unless it's like a certain... I don't know for sure, but I think it's a thing where like the amount of caffeine like dissipates the longer it exists.
That's why you ask. I've never heard that. I've never heard that
either.
No. I thought you were talking about ice. I thought you were talking about ice in coffee.
I know people that have like their coffee sitting. I mean, it's the same thing if you have room temperature coffee. If it's just sitting in like the coffee pot all day, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
It doesn't lose its potency.
Why don't you ask him for no ice?
He wants a cold coffee.
Yeah, it'll be cold. To just go, no, hey, no ice, and then you go back in your trunk where you've kept a bag of ice in a cooler.
It does not do that. It's just the flavor can get I must have seen somebody talking about the way the flavor can get worse.
So coffee bitters.
Are you watching those TikToks again, Bill?
I can't stop with the TikToks.
This guy with the ticking and the talking.
Coffee bitters as it cools. So the quicker you cool a cup of coffee, the more bitter it is going to be, which is why they don't recommend adding ice to hot coffee because it will make it taste worse. So what I do when I make the big batch of the hot coffee and then I let it sit out for a couple hours. And then once it's not as hot, I'll put it in the fridge. So that way it doesn't cool too quickly.
This
and
all
then
sounds
super
very
bitter.
labor intensive for coffee. Which
not that labor
all tastes the
intensive.
same. Just pour some out and drink it.
I want it cold, but I don't want ice. So this is what happens.
You make it the night before. You let it cool overnight.
what
And you
she
pour it
said.
out in the
That's what I
morning.
do.
No, you said I put it in the fridge and I brew it and I put it out.
After it's
and I-
already cool.
I brew it.
Stop
I
it.
let it sit, and then I put it in the fridge.
My wife does it. My wife does
Okay.
the same thing. She's like cold brew. She's got like cold brew crystals or something that I don't know what it
Well,
is.
cold brew is different because that's the way that it's brewed.
I guess I don't. I've tried
more like
coffee
tea.
over the years.
Yeah.
Like I like espresso. I'll have an espresso once in a while after if we're having dinner somewhere. But I've tried. I didn't grow up in a coffee house.
Neither did I.
So it's like
Me either.
I'll tell you this though.
No hot drinks.
I forgot about that. Such a
No,
weird.
not even tea.
What a weird sin.
No hot drinks for
hot
Mormons
drinks.
because it
You
inflames
could
the
have
groin. Or
hot chocolate, but
so what's
was-
the difference between it? That's a hot drink.
It's caffeine. I thought.
it was the caffeine.
Oh,
thing.
caffeine.
like strongly caffeinated beverages.
But well, then it's not hot. It's caffeinated. You couldn't drink
right,
soda
but that's
either.
what they just called it back then because there wasn't iced coffee in the 1800s.
No, but there was
when they were
Coca-Cola.
making this stuff up.
Were they drinking Coke?
Probably.
Well, what the hell's going on?
I don't know. I
Are
don't
you saying
know.
there's no
There-
consistency in religion?
I'm saying there's no
Perhaps.
consistency in their beverage choices.
What about the Monster Energy drinks? Those are a big no-no.
No, though you can't have those, and you're
it's-
really not supposed to have Coke.
Because they're called Monster.
But there's
Mark of
some
the beast.
people that do. It's not the end of the world. My parents drink caffeine-free diet drinks.
Caffeine-free diet drinks.
They love. My mom loves a caffeine-free diet Mountain Dew.
Really?
Caffeine-free diet Mountain Dew. I didn't know that existed. My dad,
It's hard to find.
when my dad was on his diet, he had caffeine-free Diet Coke because he liked pop. But I was like, Dad, this tastes like trash. Like, this is so gross.
Not
And
only
he's
that,
like,
but caffeine is the least of your worries when it comes to that stuff.
he's like, I'm trying, Mary.
Bill-
Like it was.
He was trying.
He was.
Do your parents prefer Mormon or LDS?
They LDS. They're Mormon.
I didn't
they
know
don't
if
like the
Mormon was a slur now or
like,
something.
It's not a slur. It's
Well,
just, they don't
I'm
want
serious.
that. It's just like
Get
a
out of
nickname.
here, you Mormon.
But they don't like that. They prefer LDS or members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
So-
but they don't
So
expect
many.
anybody to say all that. So LDS it works.
So why did they change it? Why did it
They
change
never. Mormon was always a nickname.
Okay.
That was always a
See, I
nickname
was
given
ignorant.
to
I didn't
them.
know.
Yeah. So it's not like they changed it. They were just like, everybody else is getting to be called what they want to be called. How about us?
Well, I will say this, Alan. When I had COVID a couple weeks ago, I was drinking a lot more tea instead of coffee. And I was like, I think I might like tea more than coffee, but coffee is just so readily available that it's just like, oh, let's go grab a coffee or whatever. But I'm like, you know what? I've been
They
going.
have tea in all those places too.
Yeah, but it's not as, I don't know. It doesn't feel as like, do you want to meet for tea? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why
I don't.
What's the
general-
difference?
Well, like meeting when you say you're meeting for coffee, you can get whatever drink you want. You can sit there and drink
Yeah,
water.
I know that.
But
I don't know
meet-
why I think tea is pretentious.
Meet for coffee just means
Well,
let's meet
'cause
at
you-
a place that serves coffee, like a
Right,
diner
I
or a
know.
Starbucks
I
or
know,
whatever.
I
Yeah.
know.
yeah, you have a lot of tea bias because of kettles.
I don't like the kettles. I'm not a fan.
I'm bequeathing my electric kettle to my daughter for her dorm room. Right out of our office here, I bought myself an
How many
electric
times
kettle.
did you use that? 3?
About a half a dozen.
They could have those in the dorm room. There was like so many rules. We weren't allowed to have stuff like that.
It's
in our dorm.
2022.
hot plates and
You
stuff.
can do whatever you want.
No, like I remember I brought a George.
Dorm rooms are a lot more like apartments now than they used to be. So
Well, we had those, and they would always like tell us like if we don't provide it, like anything electrical that we don't provide in the room other than a mini fridge, don't put it in there.
yeah,
because-
same with us. I mean, I went to college 30 years ago, but we couldn't have a hot plate or any of that crap.
Yeah, I wanted a George Foreman grill, and I'm like, I'll make.
Yeah, that's like an open. That is a little
gonna
different.
cause problems with
Well,
that.
Yeah, and you're gonna stink up the place. What psycho wants a George Foreman grill in
Mine
his
was an
room?
apartment. It was an apartment.
Well, then what? Then it's not a dorm. The landlord said you couldn't do this?
It was a dorm it was an apartment dorm. Like it was in a dorm
So they went
complex.
Well, then how was it an apartment?
Because we had a full kitchen, we had a full refrigerator.
What I'm saying is it went by dorm rules still, though.
They wouldn't let you, in having a kitchen, they wouldn't let you have a George Foreman?
You weren't allowed to have, you already had a stove. Like, you weren't allowed to have that
Why
stuff.
did you need a George Foreman if you had a stove?
Because I didn't use the stove. I'd rather use a George Foreman and make a couple patties versus using the stove or the oven.
So this is a you problem.
They
provided you with everything you needed.
I think
and
that's
you're like, I choose
normal
not to use
people-
that.
I think
Normally
that's why
people-
anybody bought a George Foreman grill. But I'm like, I get it now, but it just sounded to me, I thought you were in like a dorm room.
Well, I did. I had it for both, but like the dorm room was like absolutely not. And then when I had like the apartment, it was a dorm apartment, so it was like 4 bedrooms and then a kitchen inside of this dorm complex. It was the most expensive dorm on campus. We weren't supposed to have stuff like that, and I can't.
Sizzling up chicken breasts.
Honestly, can't even think of a time I used that stove. I don't think I ever used that stove in that dorm. I literally just wanted it because I had to have my own bathroom. In that apartment, I got to have my own bathroom.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, it's not safe around here.
That was a hard left turn.
Who knows?
It's like, anyway, as long as you're done with this, I've got something to tell you. It's not safe around here, you say?
Did you get mugged?
I did not, but Grandma came down here. She likes to go to Longhorn with her sister on a regular basis. And
There isn't one?
This is the one that's halfway between the two of them.
Oh, I see.
Because her sister lives in Walton Hills and she lives in Lakewood. So they meet at the one here, and she got off the exit of 77 at the on Rockside Road. Yeah. And she's there at the light waiting to make the right turn. And all of a sudden, there's this dude running across the street, and the way she tells it, she goes, "This black guy comes running at me." And I'm like, "Why did you gotta tell me that he's black?" And she's like, "Well, he was." I'm like, "Okay." So he's running at her car and then starts grabbing the handle and tries to get in. And the light changes and she takes off.
Black fact!
And within moments, there's a bunch of cop cars that surround the guy, and he abandoned his car and was in a high-speed chase and tried to carjack Grandma.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I know.
On her side or the passenger side?
On the passenger side.
Did she tell him that she didn't want any scrubs?
I'm not sure she's familiar
This
with
is
that
my
song.
best friend's ride.
No, she just said that he came up and tried to get in, and her door was locked, and she just took off. So she wasn't harmed or anything, but still, she was like, "Bill, I almost S-worded for poop my pants."
Well, yeah, sure.
Ooh, child, the
Wow.
ghetto.
Yeah.
This is the second time that I've heard of something happen like that. Remember the last time it was like an Uber driver got shot? Or was shot at?
Yeah,
on
that
the
was
next-
That was like an exit up, yeah.
Yeah, but
480.
70,
No,
I was
it was
going to
here.
say, 77, this whole area is pretty wild.
Yeah.
It can get wild.
Because there's so
it's
many
the-
different things going on.
Yes,
around here.
it's a confluence of 2 major highways, and yeah. It's all kinds of people getting off doing wild stuff.
People coming from the south, people coming from the north.
the east and the west.
Right.
And then I saw.
So this guy, he tries to, did she peel away from him, or she would just lock her doors, or?
I mean, her doors were already locked.
Yep.
And
Good thing you didn't try to break the glass or
yeah,
anything.
I know. And I think it happened all really quickly, where as soon as he started doing that, she just took off. Because she's like, "I'm not sticking around for this."
And what day was this?
This is Saturday. This is Saturday at 1 in the afternoon.
What was he in the high speed chase for?
She didn't get to
You know,
ask
she didn't
him.
get to ask him.
No, but I'm saying you didn't look
Why
up.
are you trying to break into my car? Are you okay?
This
Do you
wasn't
need help?
reported somewhere. You didn't see it on the news or
No,
in the
I
police
believe
blotter.
women. So I didn't need to fact check.
I'm not saying fact check, but you would think if someone was on a high speed chase in a not so huge city like Cleveland, it would have been reported somewhere.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that happens. Though,
Yeah,
that
this is
aren't-
not Dubuque, Iowa. This read the police blotters. All kinds of wild crap
That's what
going
I mean.
on.
You
yeah.
think it would be in a blotter?
Well,
or
it
something.
might be, but it's not. She didn't have any details. She got the hell out of there. Should have pulled over and asked the cops if she could assist them in any way.
Well, she did. She didn't go right to the thing because Grandma loves watching watching cops do their thing. Because there's the one time when I was still living with her, there was the guy on the roof, and she's watching through the window, and I turned on the police scanner, and when they finally went and got him, you saw the guy's like running across. You saw like the shadows going across the building because it
pulled
was
up a chair.
And I was like, that was crazy. And she goes, that was awesome. Like she wasn't scared. She loves it.
She's like a crime. She's a crime tourist.
Like
She
justice.
is.
Yeah.
I saw a similar thing happen though on Friday night. I was leaving Hilarity.
2 days in a row, you saw people try to get carjacked?
I didn't see the first one. The first one, and it happened.
I was told to you.
Yeah. But I saw, this wasn't a carjacking, but it was a guy outside of Wahlburgers without a shirt on.
Yeah, well, that's just a Friday.
Yeah. And there was a bunch of, like, I had to pull over because there was a fire truck coming in and an ambulance coming, and the cops were already there, and they just had him up against the, and I think he was either thrown out of the casino or tried to rob the Wahlburgers. I don't know.
It's so hard to get thrown out of a casino.
Well, when you don't have a shirt or shoes on.
I've been there.
That's,
See, a casino doesn't sound. A casino always strikes me as a place that's not going to take any kind of crap whatsoever.
They want you to spend money above all.
I know they do, but
So they are
still,
going to warn you before they're like, hey, man, put your shirt back on. We'll toss you out.
So if you take your shirt off, they'll walk over to you. Because it seems to me when a guy takes his shirt, perhaps, Mary, he just lost his shirt at the casino.
Hey.
He took the shirt off his back.
Yeah!
Bet it on red.
I think by the time a guy gets to shirt coming off mode, he's not going to be like, okay, I'm sorry, I just had a bad... Something's going to go down.
I guess that's the difference, too, for a man and a woman. I got yelled at for taking my shoes off one time, but I was like, there are high heels and my feet hurt. And they're like, you have to wear shoes here. I was like, okay. And I like put them on for a second. And as soon as they walked away, I took them off
Yeah, it's a
again.
health department thing.
Right. But I
You
mean,
want no
they
funky
didn't,
feet?
they didn't eject me immediately because I didn't have my shoes on. They're like, hey, put your shoes back on.
Shirt and shoes seem a little different, yeah. I mean, taking your shoes off seems like a comfort issue. Like, my
Well,
dogs
that's
are
why I was
barking.
like, oh, they're high heels. My feet just hurt. I'm sorry. That kind of a thing.
Nobody's taking their shirt off to get more comfy.
That's not true either.
Not in a casino. I mean,
When they're trying to
things are-
fight,
yeah,
yeah.
things are going south when you've taken your shirt off in a casino. I don't know. Yeah, I'll defer to your expertise, but it just seems like a casino. They don't. I know they're looking to make money off people, obviously.
You're not gambling, right? If you have a shirt on, I say, give me the dice and craps. I want to put it in my belly button and pop it out by hitting it on either side.
Again, I think that goes back to the public health issue.
That's how I say, come on, baby, roll a 6. Give me
Yeah.
a 6 hard 6. And then that's how it comes out.
Mama needs a new pair of shoes because she just took them off, and I don't know where I left them. Wow. So that self-imposed ban is probably one of the best things you've done in a long time.
Dude, I have so
Not
much
only
money.
It's kept
I'm so
money in your
rich.
coffers, right? And it has kept all the dice clean
Shoes
over
on
there
my
at the casino.
feet.
Shoes on your feet. Has there been a noticeable, like, has your boyfriend remarked? Has there been a noticeable change in like your day-to-day fortunes? Because you're not blowing money at the casino anymore, or is it just like...
Well, I have
money?
a lot more money than I did because I was blowing it, but more than anything else, now I just have to find a new healthy outlet, which is trash.
Go shooting or something.
Healthy.
What do you mean a healthy outlet?
That is healthy. You could go to a shooting range.
Like when I get frustrated, I don't drink or smoke weed or gamble, so now I have to like work out or journal or whatever. Or just sit with your feelings, which is BS. So
And just process them and just.
you just sit there sad for a while and you're like, this is stupid.
What counts as a healthy outlet, though?
Not a vice that ruins your life.
But okay, but like if you go to the shooting range, that's not a vice that ruins your life.
No, I was joking about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
If that's how you blow off steam, sure, go ahead. But all my blowing off steam's ruined my life. I guess smoking weed didn't ruin my life, but that's really the only difference. I have more money and I'm
I don't like
more agitated.
a vice. Like the only vice I would probably have is probably anonymous sex or like hooking up with people. That would be the only thing I had. But I don't think it's
I don't
really
think
got to the
it-
point to ruin my life.
It doesn't become a vice
Oh,
until
porn.
it's something that negatively affects you, that you're using as an outlet to ignore other parts of your life. So when I feel frustrated, aggravated, angry, I want to go do those things so that I don't feel those feelings anymore. If you get frustrated and angry and then you watch porn to make those feelings go away,
Yep.
that's when it can start to
Okay, that's a
affect
vice.
your daily living.
But it does make those feelings go away.
temporarily.
Well, that's all anybody wants. Gambling makes those feelings go away temporarily, too. It's a means to an end. What makes one more constructive than another?
Because I couldn't.
when you stop using it in a healthy way, when it becomes obsessive or you're spending beyond your means or you're a blackout drunk or you're missing work because of drugs, like that type of thing.
Well, there
But
have
then-
been
but then-
times.
but
What's
then
the
you've-
release that you're looking for?
But then you've moved out of the realm of the temporary.
Okay, 2 questions.
The things you guys are describing are temporary.
Feelings are all
escapes.
temporary. And if you don't want to feel your feelings, you want to temporarily get away from them.
Right.
There's no release, Bill. It's more of a
Distraction.
numbing.
Okay.
I don't want to
So
feel.
it's just one thing to focus on.
Yes.
To keep your mind off of other things.
Instead of focusing on the reasons why I'm aggravated, angry, or upset, and getting to the bottom of those, I would rather just go get blackout drunk.
So but I'm thinking
gamble.
more with gamble. So when you feel frustrated and angry, you're like, I just want to go gamble right now.
Yes, because I don't have to think about the reasons why I'm frustrated and angry. I can just focus on the slot machines or the blackjack game or whatever it is. It's just something else to focus on.
Yeah, I think my sex drive has like gone down. Well, I don't think my sex drive has gone down, but my will to want to have sex with other people has gone down because I'm like, I got porn that's better than some of the people around here. So I'm like, I'd rather just go home and watch porn. Is that advice?
Yeah. But what you need to do is cut that out, because what you're really doing is you're afraid to make a human connection.
They're overrated. I've got to take a break. If you want to text for anything, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com. You can watch there, and you can listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show.